It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
I am old. I thought I was going to come in today with a movie review because this is your favorite movie podcast. According to the lovers of comedy movies on the internet, but I only made it an hour into Masters of the Universe, which I was loving, and then I fell asleep. That is the age I am. That's the age I am. The age I am is parenting the kids during the day, trying to do something I was excited about at night, and being exhausted from the day, and falling asleep in a movie. So it's going to take me 2 days, maybe 3, to watch Masters of the Universe, and when I finish it, I'm going to come on here and say it was a great movie because that's the kind of stuff I like. It has been wonderful so far. Just enough cheesy, just enough good. I didn't recognize really a single actor in the movie so far, so that's been kind of fun. Okay. Anyways, there's a partial movie review because I fell asleep during it last night way too early. I mean, good for me, probably good for my health, bad for my knowledge of movies. Now, I do want to bring this up because I saw this on a walk yesterday, and I was baffled by it. And then I was super jealous by it. And then my brain started spinning. And then I went down memory lane because of it. I made a phone call that I got sent to voicemail as Andy and I continue to play phone tag. Sorry, Dre. I think you're up, but I'm probably going to call you at some point today. So be ready for that. I'm walking down the street and I looked up and there in front of me was an inflatable Christmas tree in the front yard. And I was like, well, this is the wrong time. You missed it, bud. You missed it. So I see this big inflatable Christmas tree. It's probably 10, 12-foot big inflatable tree in the front yard of this house. And I'm kind of looking at it, and my brain's kind of swirling. And as I get closer to the house, there's a bunch of stuff written on the sidewalk in front of this house. And then I look in the house, and through the windows of the house, I see Christmas decorations in the house, including, and not limited to, streamers, red and green, hanging everywhere on the ceiling in this house as I'm spying through their windows. On their front door, they had a Christmas wreath hanging, and sure enough, as I walk up on the sidewalk, it says Christmas in July. And the jealousy that hit my body was insane. Insane, because I thought this is brilliant, Christmas in July. So this house had Christmas in July going, and I was taken over by it as I'm approaching this house. There's a couple of cars in front of the house, and so I keep walking, and then thank goodness, and I'm probably bad about this, and it's probably not a great habit that I have, but there was 2 guys in the garage hammering a couple brewskis, and I had to say something because you have an inflatable Christmas tree in your front yard, so I have to say something. I stop. I look at the guys, and I give them this is awesome. You try to connect immediately, let them know that I am a friend, not an enemy. I'm not part of the HOA going, you can't have an inflatable up in July. I want them to know I come in peace. So I say this to them, and they're smiling. Of course, they're having a good time. They're doing Christmas in July. And I got the story on what it is. And I share the story with you because I think that there's going to be someone else who wants to incorporate this into their life, and it is something that I wish I had done and thought of in my brain. I've heard of Christmas in July. People say it a lot. I think we might have done something on the radio, even with it at one point where we were giving out, I think I was giving out Christmas presents, quote, Christmas presents in July. Isn't that what I think one of the years I went through all of our garbage we were going to throw away that was decent, like there was some decent stuff. And I did Christmas in July where I was leaving a garbage bag in front of the studio every day for like 12 days. And we did Christmas in July, Christmas present giveaway. I think we did that. I think that's a real thing. I know we did Christmas in July stuff, but this was great. These 2 guys have been buddies since high school. They looked like they were probably in their early to mid 30s and buddies in college. In college, they started Christmas in July here in Lexington. And they had just buddies who were still in town come over, and they would do like a party in July. And they had mentioned, that at the time it was just a party, and then it grew as they kept going. They kept doing it year after year, and it ended up being smaller, but it became more of like the activity of, okay, it's Christmas in July. We're going to do gifts. We're going to dress up in summer Christmas clothes. They had Christmas T-shirts on, and now they were like, now we have families, and our kids love it, and thus this all the sidewalk chalk. But they get together every year on the weekend closest to July 25th, and they do Christmas in July. They do a gift exchange. They make Christmas meals. They do stockings. They hang out for the weekend and do Christmas in July. And I was beyond jealous because this sounds like something that I should have done and should have thought of in my brain at some point in time when I was an adult. I think like Friendsgiving is awesome. I think it's top tier. And Christmas parties, they're great. They're an awesome get-together. I mean, their holiday get-togethers are wonderful. The thing is, a lot of times when you do a get-together with your friends on some of the bigger holidays, it happens right around the time of the real holiday. So now you're just packing a lot of stuff in. There's nothing getting in the way of Christmas in July. You don't have Christmas party to Christmas party to Christmas party. You got a Christmas party, and now you have 6 months until you have to go to your next Christmas party. It's brilliant. And it's a reason to get together with your boys and their families during the summer. I was so jealous. I'd highly recommend incorporating this, especially if you're a youth and you're thinking about getting some long-standing traditions going on with your friends. This is a great one, a great starting point. The only one I've done that was awesome. It will always go down as one of my favorite activities I ever did with any friends. Andy, Jalen, Rhett, me, the four of us started the Grub Club, which I think I've talked about. I'm sure I've talked about it on the podcast at some point. I talked about it when it was happening in the early 2010s, in the early 2010s. But we would go, the four of us would go to a restaurant that none of us had been to. And we would order their most popular dish. We would order, it's been so long. It's been over 10 years. It's been over 15 years. That's a long time. But we'd order their most popular dish. We would order the chef's favorite dish. We'd order the special. If there was a special going on, we'd order the special. And then we'd order a random dish. So we'd order those 4 dishes, and then we'd share them at the table. And we would just go to random restaurants and do this every now and then. And then on a couple occasions, you had to go to Goodwill prior to our get-together, and you had to piece together your outfit for the night. I think Andy had come up with you had to get your Goodwill outfit, but it was a specific kind. I know one of them was around Thanksgiving, and it was Thanksgiving apparel. So it was a heavy sweater. Rhett showed up one time with salmon pants. Not with salmon on them, salmon-colored pants. It was awesome. Grub Club was great. I'd recommend that one. Excuse me, from experience. And I think this Christmas in July could be right there. It's less time. The Grub Club, we did it as many times as we could get together, and then Christmas in July is just once. But I think this is a great thing to incorporate into your world. The guy did say, he goes, I set aside a few Christmas decorations, because I asked him, do you have to dig through all of your... I talked too long to these guys, but I asked him, do you have to dig through all of your decorations? He goes, we have one bin that we put aside that is just the Christmas in July decorations that isn't part of our Christmas decorations. And the inflatable tree, he does not do inflatables during Christmas. The inflatable tree is up for 2 days over the summer. I love it. So they decorate their house for Christmas, but for the Christmas in July, they put the inflatable Christmas tree in the front yard. Then when Christmas season rolls around, they're inflatable free. There you go. So have at it. Go get yourself a Christmas in July crew and get it done. Andy, I'm sorry I missed the ball on this. Jalen, I'm sorry I missed the ball on this. This has our group written all over it. I think we could have had a huge time with this. And what I would hope is that you guys get it started, because there's nothing easier in the summer than starting a tradition like this while we have kids. There's nothing easier. So many traditions, by the way, you look at go. If you didn't start them before you had kids, you're never getting to start them. And then you force through when you have kids and you love it because your kids love it, but you're not going out of your way to start Christmas in July with kids. Maybe unless they're older. But go ahead, Andy, Jalen, start this up. Jalen would be the greatest hostess of this. Andy would be the greatest at creating how the event works. Start up Christmas in July. I will try to make it at least one of the years. And I think we incorporate this into our group. I'm telling you this from thousands of miles away, unable to help. Christmas in July. It was awesome. All right. Thanks for listening. Talk to you tomorrow.